Okay, yes. We have to wait for the something awaits you because we used up all the stories for now. So yeah, we're just gonna leave for now. Kind of annoying that we couldn't at least use some of the fuel. Well, we did get to keep some of it, but it's like we could have used 2/3 of one of the barrels we dumped. Like, come on. Nah, we'd better keep the light on. Terror is still a freaking problem. We're pretty close to Khan's heart at least, so... Yeah, what was I ranting about before we randomly ran into some rats fighting guinea pigs? Oh yeah, that the travel is kind of slow and boring most of the time, and that's why I've been cutting it. Yeah, I managed to pull enough of a rant to sort of keep that going, though I may cut it down. But yeah, it takes ages to get anywhere. If we get that serpentine engine on this little boat, we would be moving pretty fast. It is one of the only real arguments for going for some of the smaller boats is that they do tend to move quicker, particularly what's it called again? It starts with an L. I'll show it to you next time we're in London, but it's the boat that back in the beginning okay, there's the circle of light. It's that way. That I mentioned was like sometimes good for spies, but you're giving up hull, and because it only has like a hull of 50 and you're giving up some hold space, and as you can see, that's already a problem for us. So it has problems. Okay, well, good news, we have a little bit of hold space freed up because we used some fuel. So let's pick up what we're here for, then pop over to Khan's Shadow to sell the box of very angry dream snakes, then pop up to Mount Palmerston to get that officer so we get the 5 bales of parabola linen out of our hold, and then head back to London. I am going to try to at least show the map more often and explain our like routes, like where we're going, because I do understand that cutting a lot is probably a bit disorienting. Yeah, we are not going to get that commercial license until we have gotten like some favor with Dark Drop Coffee. I remember that being a thing, but I think this will at least tell us what we need. I'm gonna just call them the Khanites because I'm sorry, I can't pronounce that. I'm calling them the Khanites. The Khanites dislike merchants and they dislike foreigners. Foreign merchants induce paroxysms of antipathy. Perhaps sufficient bribes will buy your way into the Nephrite quarter. Not here, surfacer. Surfacer, but the Khanites have been generations underground, and to them, all Londoners are surfacers. It seems you'll need to go to Khan's Glory, the nearby palaces of the nobility, to seek a license. And yeah, you have to like ingratiate yourself with the Leopard House, which the easiest way to do that is with coffee. And the best place to get coffee is, I think, Port Carnelian, which we haven't seen yet because we haven't actually visited like the southern coast at all so far. Okay, yeah, we don't have a submarine, so we can't respond to the panicked wave. Yeah, collecting the chairman's cargo, that's obviously what we're here to do. Wandering Khan's heart, I think, has a pretty decent chance of ticking off the Khanites, and you end up getting more suspicion, which just makes everything harder. Gather report. The Khanate generally assumes that all foreigners are spies or worse. It would be a shame to disappoint them, but it might be dangerous to prove them right. As Kanagan's suspicion, yeah, again, which is the same for saying Khanate. Kaganian? As their suspicion increases, this action becomes more difficult. If you have an intelligence network here, it's easier. Again, you can make a crap ton of money, like actually setting up a good intelligence network here, but it's a very involved process that I don't fully remember the steps to, other than it's a lot of Veils challenges, many of which are probably harder than the 61% one that we're not poking right now, because if I keep poking it, then odds are what's going to happen is I'm just going to drive the suspicion up even more, and it's going to make it difficult for us to come back here later and try to do anything with this captain. I do want to emphasize the with this captain part. All of that stuff resets with a new captain. So... But yeah, honestly, I think what I would end up doing if we really wanted to get into this would be to establish a spy here, which we have a 63% chance of doing. And again, as you get more intelligence, it makes all of this stuff easier and it gives you access to more actions. But we need a diplomatic agent, and we don't have that yet. In fact, I think we need to get a port report from here and like unlock interactions with a character in London called the Voracious Diplomat. Maybe? And I think Port Carnelian gets involved too, and there's like some place that you can make prisoners honey that can get involved with this, although that might only be there because I think that character was also a smuggler. Point is, this is an involved process, and I only vaguely remember how to get into it. I think the first step is getting a port report from here, but another good first step, because we did get that one level of suspicion from taking out that ship around here that got like stuck on the building. Yeah, to get rid of that level of suspicion, I think we need to go to Khan's Glory, the noble quarter, basically. And we need to have enough favor with either Leopard or the other house there that you can interact with, and they'll lower your suspicion. So yeah, just a lot of... We need to come back here with coffee and more sneakiness. For now, with all of that having been said, let's just collect the Cheery Man's cargo. You meet a blue priest in a tiny noodle shop by the Moon Canal. Fizzing electric light shows the weary lines in his face. "You have my money?" he asks. And yes, we have the 1,000 echoes. We didn't just frickin' spend them. So, let's go get it. A hiss of distaste. "Oh, your stupid Imperial coins. No, give it here, it'll do. It's what was agreed. Take this, go. You never saw me. Return to the Blind Bruiser in London. Don't lose your cargo." Yep. Alright, we're just gonna leave, because there's not a whole lot we can do here without ingratiating ourselves. Or having better veils. So we're going to pop over to Khan's Shadow to get rid of this box of angry dream snakes. We're going to circle up probably through Frostfound, because we can just get free supplies easily that way. And we may also grab a port report. We could pop over and grab a port report from IRM. Maybe. Just for the money for that. And then Mount Palmerston. Avid Horizon, Chapel of Lights, just stopping and getting port reports more than anything else. Wither, we might need to grab some Muter Salt, although we got rid of the strange catch that we needed to have dinner with our cook. So honestly, getting Muter Salt is now back to not really needing to happen until we get another strange catch. But we may just, pop over, get more port reports from these places as we circle back through, and then back to London. Alright, we're here in Khan's Shadow. Let's pop over to the shops and sell the box of very angry dream snakes for 500. Now let's see, how much hold space do we have? Not very much. This frankly sinister device reduces the amount of fuel that an engine uses. It also really frightens the crew. Apparently, that's necessary. Fuel efficiency plus 10%, hearts minus 10, equips to aft. We don't even have an aft slot, but oof. Yeah, Heart's minus 10 is pretty nasty, and with a smaller engine, the fuel efficiency wouldn't be worth that drop. But if you have a really large engine that uses a lot of fuel, I could see that being worth it. But yeah, we're not going to be going down to polythyrene anytime soon, so I'm not going to buy a mirror catch box here because we're struggling hard enough with cargo space. But sometime, if we've either made a loop through polythyrene and we know we're going to be making a loop through Khan's Shadow, like sometime when we know it's going to line up, we'll get more boxes of very angry dream snakes by getting empty mirror catch boxes and some claymen. But not right now. Oh no. No. It says Khanate warship, and I don't want to deal with getting another suspicion increase for basically nothing, because we got almost nothing on the one that we took out. So turn off our light, trust our veils to just get us the hiffle out of there, and on we go. Oh, there's another one. But yeah, see how much more easily we're able to move around them now with that extra 15 veils? I mean, yeah, we still have to turn off our light, and it's better if we don't run flat into their face. Okay, what alerted there? I'm not even seeing... Yeah, there's something that's ticked off, because the second I turned the light on, that came open again. Okay, we're good now. I have no idea what was ticked off there, but... May as well stop off at Frostfound, because I think the crate of supplies and the fuel will basically pay for this distance, so we can get Frostfound's report and Irem's. Might even stop at Frostfound twice. Now, I know for the Serpentine engine, we need something from the penultimate chamber, the second last chamber, in Frostfound. I don't know that we have the stats to manage that. We might poke it. Let's take T, because that's how we get the supplies here. And it also does reduce our terror, which, good God, we need it. We're now down to 49. So yeah, we're probably going to go to Irem and then circle back through here and do that again. Port report. Yeah, you need mirrors 50 to even try to get in, and your terror has to be 20 or less. Neither of which we meet. So yeah, we're not getting in there right now. If we could get the freaking Serpentine engine on our first captain, that would be insane. But God, who do you even go to increase mirrors? Navigator, probably? Navigator. We would need to increase it by 14. And we no longer have the secrets to do that. I don't think we're going to bother going down to the Chelinate. There's a lot of dangerous enemies in that direction for one port report. Yeah, we're just going to pop over to Irem, then prop back over to Frostfound to get the terror reduction and the supplies again. And then on to Mount Palmerston. Really? You can't get another port? I could have swore you could get another port report from here. But I guess not, because I'm not even... It's not that it's locked, it's just it ain't there. I do remember the House of the Amber Sky being really interesting, but we need dark drop coffee beans. Is there anything here we want to get? You have to buy this with secrets, so you're essentially trading experience for this. Like, even the Parabolinin costs fragments, so I don't usually buy from here. We can buy a strange catch with echoes. Not even an insane price. So if we wanted to go get the Muter sold, yeah, since we're going that direction anyway, let's just buy a strange catch, since we had to dump the other one. And you can also swap stories around, but like you can buy a Tale of Terror for 2 Memories of a Distant Shore, or buy a Z story for 2 Tales of Terror. You can also buy an Extraordinary Implication for Echoes, and you can buy a Secret for Echoes, but it costs a fair bit. So yeah, we're just gonna leave for now. Okay, that old fury. A sailor has run mad. She roams the ship, cudgel in hand, smashing comrades to the deck. She cries, "He is angry, he is angry." Oh boy, okay. Well, shooting her dead, we have enough iron to just take her out. But talking her down or capturing her alive does not have a good chance. I don't want to lose even more crew, so down she goes. A bitter end. Your sailor's weapons roar, and down she goes. You recite a hasty funeral for the poor soul and her wretched victim. But who will be next? Okay, yeah, that was Storm's attention, which we've now lost. So yeah, gonna stick with, I believe Stone actually gives you half decent events instead. Not Storm. We don't want Storm's attention. That was horrible. We lost 2 crew because she took out 1 guy and then we had to take her out. So we're now at the minimum operating, crew that can operate the ship efficiently, which I mean means we're eating less for what that's worth. But I'm definitely going to want to hire some more crew. And the best place to do that is Demuth Island, but we're probably not going to be going back through there anytime soon, so we might just pick up some crew in London. Have more tea. Get our terror back down. It's now at 43. And now we're gonna go... Yeah, we can't visit the Ragged Crow because to actually visit the port there, you have to have a submarine, which we don't. So I'm gonna try to reveal this 1 black square here because that is driving me absolutely nuts to just have that one there. And then Mount Palmerston, Abbot Horizon, Chapel of Lights, you get the idea. Okay, I am not going to go up to the center because I'm worried that the Deviless is going to go, "Oh, hey, you know that unstamped crate of brilliant souls that you've already promised to deliver somewhere else? I would like to eat it." So we're not going to head up to her. We're just going to go into Mount Palmerston itself, get a port report. And we are going to engage an officer with the 5 bales of parabol linen. Ah, yes, you will do nicely. I need a ship, dear heart, and I rather flatter myself that you need me. The modiste neither packs lightly nor suffers fools gladly. 1 scratch, 1 solitary scratch on my steamer trunks from you sniveling little homunculi, and I take the whole blessed lot of you apart at the seams. She turns back, her lips curling into a smile. As I was saying, Captain, you really must try to take the waters here before our cruise. Most invigorating, Brimstone. Alright, let's see if we actually want to swap her out, and also just try to remember if she's actually good, because she is quite expensive to get. So, first officer. Iron +8, Veils +3, Hearts +1 versus Mirrors +6, Veils +3. Yeah, she is overall better. It is, like, Mirrors is one of our lowest stats. We'll definitely want to keep the Sigil Ridden Navigator because Eventually, we're going to need that extra mirrors to try to get into Frostbound if we get any chance to do it at all this run. But overall, as far as like who I'd rather have in charge just on a normal day-to-day basis, her. Oh, wait, while I'm here. Back it up, back it up, back it up, back it up. I tried to dock again, which is why the battle thing opened up. Whoopsies. I would like to just buy some fuel while we're here, however much we can hold, really. And by the time we get to where we need to buy muter salts, we will have enough cargo space to do that and then have our dinner with the chef. Honestly, I probably should talk to more of our officers and just have dinner with them when our cargo space is running low at bad times, because if we have the supplies to spare, you know, it means we can start working on their quests and free up some cargo space at the same time, as long as it doesn't, you know, make us run so low on supplies that we're going to starve. That's the if. The crawling stars, the lookout shouts, far above, false stars in the cavern roof are shifting, a rare and ominous event. What now? Let's do the 50-50 and see what happens. A darkness. 3 of the false stars wink out altogether, as suddenly as closed eyes. The pattern that remains is as helpless and meaningless as cast ice. Somewhere, a Zaylor begins to sob. Yeah, I gained a little bit of terror. The thing is, you gain a little bit of terror even if you tell them to just look down, so generally speaking, it's better to just take the coin flip and hope it goes well, although that time it did not. Yeah, opening the high gaze is not going to be a thing that happens right now. There's apparently a certain matter in London that needs to be completed first if we want to do that. Yeah, okay, that... Looking into the stars, unlocked with terror no more than 75, that usually means it's a thing that increases terror, and they don't want you to completely go nuts just by spamming that, so... We're just gonna gather intelligence and leave. Well, it's looking like we might get to the Chapel of Lights in time to just get rid of the hunger, because the crew is almost needing to be fed. Now, we could attend a service at the chapel. We would have to give 5 of our supplies. That is half of our supplies. I think that starts to make you, have peculiar tastes in diet, shall we say, if I remember correctly, which can be mostly a bad thing, but occasionally a good thing. It's more that I just don't want to give up that many supplies. If we come through here and we have like a dozen supplies or more, which I mean we nearly do, but I just don't want to deal with that right now. So we're just gonna reset our hunger and move on for now. At some point we will either have enough supplies that I'm willing to do it, or I'll just decide that I want to engage with it for that captain, and on we go. Okay, now for Codex and Wither, and hopefully not getting flattened by a Lifeberg. Because I can see it down there, but so far it's heading away from us, so... Oh, turned around. We have to turn our light off now. I'd love to know why their health bars keep appearing way off from where they are. I wonder if maybe the resolution is causing that to freak out just a little bit. But it doesn't seem to be locked onto us, so I would say we're good to put the light back on. Okay, well we want to stop by Codex anyway, so let's just swing around to where they have their dock and avoid that other lifeberg anyway. I'm glad that the snowstorm appeared after we were done moving through that area, or that would have slowed us down. Alright, no port reports here. I wonder if it's not that you can't get another port report in Irem or Codex. Let me check something. Because it occurs to me, I didn't finish handing in all our port reports because we ran out of hold space in London. So it's possible that some of this is literally that we just still have our old port report. Does it say anywhere? Okay, port report Demu Island. So that was one that we didn't hand in. Port Report Codex. That's why we couldn't pick up another one. And that's why we couldn't pick one up at the Chapel of Lights. However, I am not seeing one. Nope, here it is. There is one for Irem. That's why we couldn't pick them up. So kind of crap that it worked out that we had a lot of port reports for the Northern Islands, which is where we ended up going. So that's why it's like I didn't remember Irem being a place you couldn't come back to. I was very confused. That's why. It's because I had a port report already, technically. Because just everything about this trip with the souls really screwed that up. Okay, we can get a port report in Wither. We handed that one in, so let's just get it. To see how much that reduces terror. And usually the answer outside of London is that it doesn't reduce terror much, outside of a few events like at Frostfound. Let's see, we definitely need... Dang it, we need Muter Salt, and we don't have 5 Z stories. How many do we have? Not enough is just the answer, so we would need to go to Irem and trade... I believe it was Tales of Terror, but I could be wrong. But we'd need to trade whatever we needed to trade for a Z story. And then buy the Muter Salt. I knew it cost Z stories. I didn't realize it cost 5. Oof. Okay. So yeah, we're basically gonna have to make this loop again sometime so that I can go to Irem and buy Z stories. I just didn't realize we needed to buy more. Oh, screw it. We may as well explore the town because we have something awaits us and we might as well use it. Fisherfolk, sailors, a shady couple of likely pirates. And is that a drowny down by the water's edge? They sit around a fire at the sea's edge, passing around a bottle of something viscously black. They're wagering on riddles. Will you join them? God, okay, various levels of riddle challenge here. The simplest one, we have a 69% chance. The next one up, we have a 34% chance. The next one up, we have a 23% chance. And the hardest one, we'd have a 17% chance. Let's bet an echo on one of the simpler ones with a 69% chance. Nope, we did not get it, but we gained 5 fragments for 1 echo, so that's not terrible. So yeah, until our pages goes through the frickin' roof, or we get very lucky, because I imagine if you manage to get one of the harder ones, it's probably a pretty good reward. I'm gonna try hugging the coastline on the way back, because I would like to get this, like, part of the map actually opened up. And who knows, we might discover something. We're gonna have to turn off our light because there's a lifeberg right there, and if it sees us, we're pinned up against a shore. That would be very bad. Okay, it turned around. Put the light back on to try to keep the crew from freaking out. Our terror has just sort of been hovering around 50 this whole time because we were thankfully able to reduce it a couple of times. Yep, Pickett's a bluff. We technically hadn't discovered that, so hey, that's another 50 fragments. I wonder if there's something down there, if that's like one of the spots where you can find something if you have a submarine. We'll try that at some point. Okay, now we have this whole chunk of the coast actually, like, on the map properly. Well, that makes me feel better. For reasons I cannot explain. Let's see what offering them a strange catch does, since we weren't able to get the Mute Assault anyway, and we'll have to go back to Irem to get the Z stories, which is also where we got the strange catch. So we may as well just use the strange catch here and see what happens. If it actually works out, we have enough hold capacity to take supplies. A find! Oh yes, this one is interesting. Certain of the organs may be consumed only if they're boiled in the beast's own venom. They're remarkably nutritious, although the taste does rather linger. Good lord, it does linger. Move on, taste. Move on. So we gain a little bit of echoes and 3 supplies. So it is a dice roll, but if we bring at least a few of them, we could actually get a decent number of supplies that way. Let's sample today's special and see if we get lucky again. Good, but so we did not. So the hunger still gets taken down, but for 60, and we lose a little bit of terror, but for 60 echoes, it's not great. You eat with gusto and leave with relief, but that night you dream of the writhing river, that watercourse where parabola flax grows and nightmares spawn. Perhaps the vengeance of Jonah has been purchasing their spices from behind the mirrors again. And we may as well take out that ship. Oh, you get back here. Okay, light on. Really? It was that freaking full and it still missed? I thought it was full. It must have been like a pixel off there. Got some fuel. Probably at least a little bit more than we burned just chasing that down, because they kept running away. How dare they try to live? Yeah, I mean, we're actually discovering a few things over here. For what that's worth. So it's not just satisfying my mind goblins to get the map. We are actually getting some fragments from it. Yep, crawling stars again. Let's see if it goes any better. Alright, we actually got it this time, which means we lost 5 terror. So can we please hurry back to London so that we actually get there with less than 50? So that the nightmare strength doesn't go up again? Collect messages from the Harbor Master. And we weren't searched, so here, have it. Welcome home. You may ask how it is I am here to meet you, and I may remark that we have eyes in the wastes and eyes in the hill. In fact, we have more eyes than a Knot Oracle, and they're all glad to see you, and of course your cargo. And we weren't even searched, so even if I'd forgotten to increase our veils, we would have been perfectly fine. But you know, if I hadn't increased it, we would have been searched. We all know it. Here, have it. Oh, very good, very good. Please accept this small token of my thanks, and please also accept my thanks. And my patron's thanks, which we bring persons of honor. What understands the true nature of dealings is much more important. Which we, being persons of honor, that what I assume you meant that understands the true. Okay, yeah, that. Okay, I think I managed to parse what they meant. Which we, being persons of honor that understands the true nature of dealings, is much more important. Still, spending money is always good, isn't it? And a captain must eat, and so must a ship, which is why, if you look under the pier there, you will find a few helpful contributions of fuel and so forth. So we got 200 echoes, so we had to give them the 1,000 to purchase the Crate of Souls, but that wasn't ours to begin with. Running off with it would have been a really bad idea, because it would have basically meant we could never return to London, because I assume that failing this is not good. But we got 200 echoes for it. We got 3 fuel and 1 supplies.